Hey guys, what's up? Stormy here again. If you don't know me, that's alright. You'll get to eventually. Let me make sure my head's in there. I think it is. I'm not sure. Skip back a little. I think it is now. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. I know in my last video I wasn't very loud and I didn't say a lot. Well, actually I said a lot, but you couldn't hear me, so I'm going to intentionally talk louder today and with this video, so maybe you'll hear me better, and I hope you do. So let me scoot the camera up a little bit more. Maybe. There we go. Anyways, this video, to get right down to the point, is things you do not do in church. Lord, hallelujah, amen, but don't do this. You can say all those words, you can get your praise on. If you have to get up, dance, run, jump, do backflips, whatever you do, do that. Get on fire for Jesus. But, this is things you don't do. And this should be common sense. But people cross that line. They do. Here's a line. Oh, they jump it. They don't cross it. They jump it. They go with flying colors, dude. Rainbow of following them. Not even kidding. Anyways, I go to a church. If y'all have not heard about the basement, one of the guys, his name is Brad. He works with the basement with Matt Pitt, and they do a YouTube segment, United. And I go to his church in Oneonta, Alabama. That's where they shoot from. And it's a really cool church. They dance, they sing, they jump, they do everything. They get into it. They literally, they get on fire for God. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can probably look it up. I don't know the name of his channel. So, and I love going. And for those of you who go, we all know, well, on the bottom part where we're all standing, they have arcade games and computers and tables down there. Well, upstairs they have a pool table. And I had went early Wednesday afternoon, around probably 5:30, to go hang out with my friend Jason. Okay, so I was playing pool with Jason, and anyways, there was this cool dude, or he was cool at the time. I'm not going to say his name, but he will be known as Creepy Deepy. That is how I will refer to him. And anyways, him and Creepy Deepy and his friend Peeper, he was cool. He didn't say anything out of the way. He was actually, and he had on a cool shirt, so good for him. Well, no, his last name was Melon, so I'll call him Melon. Creepy Deepy and Melon, he walked up there, and Creepy Deepy, he just stood by the pool table, and I was just like, you can play if you want to. And he was like, oh, no, I don't know how to play. I was like, neither do I. But guess what? I'm going to learn tonight, and even if I don't learn, I'm still going to have fun. Because that's how you do it. You don't just walk up to where a girl and her friend, and her guy friend, it could possibly be her boyfriend, were standing. And just there. Just watch. Just watch the clouds go by. You know? You know what I'm saying? You don't stand there and watch the clouds go by. If you're going to come up there to where a pool table is, just to hang out and chill, you can do that downstairs where everybody else was. Okay? People trying to play pool game up on the stairs. And, anyways, so Creepy Deepy and Melon just standing there chilling out. Melon talked to me, though. He talked to me at first, and, you know, he just said, like, hi and all this, like the regular stuff. Well, Creepy Deepy just stood there. Of course, I asked him, he's like, nah. And then he had said something, I don't remember what, or he said something, and don't know, can't remember, wasn't important. Anyways, you know, I held up my hand, I was like, hi, nice to meet you, I'm Stormy. And, you know, I was being social, because beyond my friend Jason, none of the people from the church came up and talked to me. So, you know, I was just like, okay, cool, finally, friends, because I mainly have got friends, because I just don't really bond with you girls. They're just annoying, and I'm a girl, and I say this. But, even though I know my own kind is annoying. And anyways, so it's like, cool, he's going to be nice, and he's going to talk to me. So we were talking for a little bit, and at first he wasn't creepy. So I was like, because he was being really cool, like a friend. And he was talking to me like how somebody you were just getting to know as a friend was. And his friend had already walked back down. So, you know, and he was saying, well, I'm going to go back over to my friend. I was like, okay, cool. And he was all, well, maybe I can get your number. And I was like, okay, fine, you know, that's no big deal. Because he wasn't creepy at first. Learn from me. Do not do it. That's Do not. Do not. And he had told me his name and all this, so, and I put my phone number in his phone, and he put his number in mine. It's like, oh, you know, I don't care, because at first, you know, I was just going to be, well, hey, I can text you, I have your phone number, and he was just like, well, or you could just go ahead and give it to me. I was just like, okay, fine, no big deal. And amongst all this, I was still playing pool. And Jason was standing off to the side, being antisocial, when he needed to be in this conversation, as later details will tell you. And I was like, Jason, give him my phone number. And he's like, okay, fine. Side note, Jason knew he was creepy and did not let me in on this. Guys who are with friends that are girls, if you know the guy who is messing with them and talking to them is creepy and could possibly be a pedophile, let them know. Let them know. They will appreciate you. Let those girls know that they are creepy. They will love and respect you forever. I still love you, Jason, but no. You should have stepped in. So that's just a side note. Anyway, Jason didn't tell me he was creepy. Just let me give him his phone. Let me give him my phone number. Just, and anyways, so I was still playing pool, you know, because I did not know how to play pool. I learned that Wednesday night. And another guy who was a loner, standing off to the side, who just came up and he was like, hey, I want to play with you. So Jason, like, that was why Jason had stepped off and was standing to the side, so I could play with the other dude, because Creepy Deepy refused to play with me. He wouldn't do it, even though I did not know how to play. I made it very clear. And so while I was playing with loner dude, Creepy Deepy kept following me. Like, you know, you have to go to where the white ball stops to hit it with a pool stick. Everywhere I go. So the white ball was here, I come over here, whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, here comes Creepy Deepy. Okay? You following me? Yeah. He would follow me around the pool table to talk to me. His excuse was, oh, I can't hear very well. If you know me in person, I talk very loudly. And I might have to exaggerate my voice for you to hear me. So that should say something. Because this camera has crappy quality. And anyways, so he would follow me. Follow me around the table. Everybody else was getting creeped out. I was just like, okay, well maybe he's... You know, I kind of chalked it up to being, okay, well maybe he's just nervous. He probably don't talk to a lot of girls. And he told me at one point, you know, I used to get picked on a lot in high school. And all the girls were mean to me, and they wouldn't be nice to me, and they wouldn't talk to me. So, well, how old are you? He's like, I'm 20. And I kind of backed up. He's like, no, don't back up. I'm like, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to back up. You're 20 and you're hitting on me. So, well, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 15. Guys, 20 years old, they get told, you get told that. They are jailbait. Jailbait. You do anything and the parents don't agree, woohoo, you're going to jail. Point blank period. Okay? Because even my mother said that. That you wasn't going to let that happen. So, you're 20 or you're over 18, you hear an age under 18, unless you're cool with spending time in the slammer and dropping the soap, I wouldn't go for it. Okay? And I don't know all that about the soap. I'm just going off of stereotypes with that. Though I know some people that they don't really happen like that, but I don't really believe them. Anyways. So he kept pursuing me, he kept following me, he kept talking to me and saying all this weird stuff, dude. I'm not kidding. It's weird stuff. Weird. Like, stuff you'd say to somebody you were in a really long relationship with, or somebody you were married to, or engaged to, or you were promised to. Stuff like that. And, or stuff if you were talking to somebody and planning on dating them. Like, he told me, oh, I would never cheat on you, I would never lie to you, I'd be full out honest with you. It's just like, that's cool. I appreciate that. I like honesty, you know. Because we all do. Even the liars, you want people to be honest to you, even though you don't deserve it. And anyways, so, and at one point, we were talking about skinny girls. That all these skinny girls were mean to him. Because in Aniana and Boaz, a lot of them skinny girls are just plain out bitches. No other way to put it. There's just not. And it's because, I don't know what it is, Aniana, Boaz, Albertville, they're all like that. I don't know, don't ask. You know you are. Don't be mad. Like, and it's not me trash talking, they really are. But I think it's because we're all raised differently. So, and I think in Oneonta, Boaz, and Albertville, they're all raised the same, so they all act the same. And I have cousins who go to Boaz, so, I mean, I can vouch for this. And, anyways, and he was like, well, they're all so mean to me, and, like, they won't talk to me, and you're nicer than any of them. I was like, well, I try to be nice. And, I do. Sometimes don't work for me. I have to remind myself I don't look good in Prison Orange, but, you know, this is how it goes. And he kept going on about how much he was bullied. And it's just like, I got tired of hearing it. I was just like, dude, you have to stand up for yourself. Fighting's not always the answer, but sometimes it's got to be done. It just has to. We all know that. And anyways, so this dude, he kept going on, and he told me, he was like, well, you're prettier than all those really skinny girls put together. I was like, well, thank you. And he kept complimenting me. And about the compliments, me personally, I think a lot of women are like this unless they're very, very insecure. Very insecure people love to be told how pretty they are. Now, when I'm down and I feel bad about myself, I like to hear it. But, I mean, because we all do, because then it makes us feel better. It makes us in a better mood. This dude gave me probably 15 compliments. And I'm not a very insecure person. Not all the time. Sometimes, you know, I can be really insecure. I got at least 15. But here's the thing, no more than 3. 5 is pushing it, and they all better be about something different, and not comparing me to other people. And okay, I'm not even gonna go there. But anyways, like don't compliment them on their personality first off, and do not tell me I am hot. I am not a temperature. That is honest, not a temperature. And so after a while, I got tired of being told, hey, you're really pretty. And he knew I was 15 at this point. And he had told me, he was like, you know, me coming here tonight and me talking to you and you being nice, I think that was fate. I was like, what? Whoa, whoa, whoa. My sign just went to stop and all these red flags just went up. You are screwing with me, dude. You are screwing with me. You don't tell somebody that you haven't talked to for maybe 15 minutes. Oh, wow. I think meeting you was fate. What? What guy does that? No. 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 And especially, oh my gosh, I can't even believe this happened to me. But, anyways, so dude, sitting there talking to my friend Jason, who kind of left me, abandoned me. He was standing right there at this point. He was standing right beside me. Didn't say anything. He just got uncomfortable. He had this uncomfortable look on his face. And this dude was like, hey, can I see your hand? And I just thought, you know, I had something on my hand that, I mean, I'm blind to seeing, you know, I couldn't see it. You know, so that only the weird people can see, you know, like that, had that color disfiguration in the eyes, that it's just like, oh, it's not white, it's blue. You know? But, as I held up my hand, I was like this, and I was talking to Jason, you know, I was like this dude. Here's my hand. He walked up and he went like this. I was like, oh, yeah, you know. So how did the heat stew last night, Jason? You know, it was really freaky. And then he kept trying to hold my hand. Like, your hand's really soft. I was like, I try, you know. And I kept, you know, just kind of pulling away because it was really creepy. This dude didn't ask me out, knew I was 15, hitting on me. And it was weird. It was weird. You might not think, oh, I was coming to try to hold my hand. It's freaky. Freaky. Freaky deepy. It is freaky. Creepy deepy was freaky. Okay? Stress that point. And anyways, so he had my phone number and all of this, and he was talking about texting me and all. And notes. Got notes here. Okay. Yeah. You can get their phone number, but please, dear God, do not be creepy after you do it. Oh, and here's another thing. This dude was 20, right? And he's like, well, how many boyfriends have you had? And I'm like, well, 3. You know, because I actually have curves. I mean, they're not like bon voyage, you know, like, you know, like big, gorgeous, voluptuous curves. I don't have those. I have the hips and the hourglass shape going on. So, I mean, compared to a lot of girls these days, I got the curves going on. And I got a butt that could put a girl to shame. I'm not going to even lie. It runs in the family. And so, I mean, I usually, and this is going to be honest, and this is not meant to be racist, I usually have Hispanic and black men talk to me because they like that. A lot of white guys don't. Just going to be honest. And the ones that do are like 5 foot. And I'm like 5'7". And that is uncomfortable. So this dude, 20 years old, he asked me how many I had. And I don't like to date. Not really. I don't ever get married. So it defeats the purpose of even dating. So I was like, oh, you know, 3. And he was like, you know how many I've had? I was like, I don't know, 5. And he was like, no. I was like, well, how many have you had? He's like, 0. That is a red flag. Do not tell the girl that. Lie for yourself. This is the only time I will tell you, yeah, lie about that. Unless you know you're doing something that your parents can be really like disappointed about and you don't know how to tell them, then lie. Lie until you know how to tell them. But this one dude, this is an exception. If you have not ever had a girlfriend, lie for yourself. Lie and fake that crap like you have. Lie for yourself. Lie. Say, oh yeah, see all these girls down here? I hit on every one of them. And they all thought I had game. That's just how you do it. So, I mean, you can ask for their phone number, but don't be creepy. Don't try to hold their hand. See, this is it. Do not try and hold a girl's hand unless you have just asked them out and y'all have been talking for a while. Y'all know each other. Y'all are friends. You know, y'all start out friends. Don't try to hold their hand. It's creepy. Unless you like creepy, then that's different. You know, that might be your fetish. That's alright. You like creepy, then it works for you. I have his number. I'll give it to you. You know, I'm not kidding. But please live naughty honest. Because if you like that creepy stuff, I'll help you out. And totally, this just goes for everything, everybody, even girls. Girls who like girls, guys, you know. Just please don't be creepy. We don't like creepy. That's just that. And just a lot of stuff that you would say to somebody, well, you know, I mean, you can flatter them, but don't overdo it, because he overdid it. There's a fine line. You need to know that line. If you don't know that line, ask your guy friends who have had several girlfriends, who are the players, who know what they're doing. Well, I don't like players, but they know how to get a girl. Guys who know how to get girls, ask them for advice. Point blank, period. And this all happened in the church. Okay, this is the point. Don't do this in church. And if she's under 18, leave her alone unless you're going to talk to her in a friendly way. Especially in church, when most of the guys that go to that church are probably 17 and older. Most of them are. All the girls are probably my age to 25. You know, with exceptions. So, and there are red flags. And there were several of them. I mean, being creepy and odd and trying to hold people's hands, that's one of them. Girls know how to spot them. I spotted them. He told me he was clingy. You don't want a guy who's clingy. Girls are probably the only ones who can get away with that, and even a lot of them don't. Don't be clingy. If you're going to hit on a girl in church and she tells you you're clingy and she tells you that she has certain issues, don't try to, like, get with them until they have, like, when they've accepted Jesus and they've gotten saved and they're trying to work on their relationship with God, because that's the ultimate reason why you're at church. You're not there to get a girlfriend. You're not there to get hooked up or be set up. You're there to be with Jesus. You're there to experience God. So keep that in mind. And then, like with this one dude, I kept walking away, you know, trying to get over to my friend Jason. If she walks away, don't follow her like a little lost puppy, because it gets annoying, and if they're not trying to be nice to you, they're going to be like point blank period telling you how it is. And I should have, and I regret not doing that. So, don't follow her around. That's creepy. And another thing, like I said at the beginning, if I walk up and I approach a guy, I mean, I know I have game. Oh, and another about the red flags. If they don't have a car, don't even know, because that means their mother probably drives them around and they have to wait on other people and they can't get around themselves. And I think when you're 20, you should at least have a car. Like, that's something that you should probably get when you're teenagers, or you should have a car that, like, somebody's loaned you or you're able to borrow and drive on your own. You know, don't be like, well, I don't have a car so I can get around, you know. Don't do that. And about the confidence thing, if you're going to come up and approach a girl, we all like confidence, because I don't want to be with an insecure guy, because it makes me insecure and nervous, and, like, I'm not doing something right. So if, like I said, when I go up and I hit on a guy in a store, you know, they're all going to be older than me, because I hit on the ones that work there. Because I know they have a job, they get a paycheck, they probably have a car. They could pay for me my birthday present, Valentine's present, or Christmas present. Because those are the 3 essential times when you need to get them something. So, if you're going to come up and approach her, because most girls, when they see something they like, they're going to be really secure about it, and they're going to be really confident when they come up and talk to you. So, have that and be really secure and confident back. There was some other point that I just forgot. It was a really good point. And 2 other things not to do in church are, this is a really common sense thing. Don't come to church if you're going to sit in a pew or stand, because we don't have pews at this church. You stand or you sit on the floor. And it's because you can't have, like, the way it's set up, you would have to see it. There's a big stage and people to stand around. So it's like a concert but with preaching. So you either sit on the floor or you stand. So when you're, and if your church has pews, don't bring a drawing book or a coloring book unless you're 5 years old. With exceptions to 7. Or, you know, if you have something wrong with you, I can see that. But if you're perfectly normal, and you just don't want to listen to them preach, maybe you should call somebody to come pick you up or leave on your own. Because there's issues with that. That means that it's not a good church for you. So that's another thing. Don't do that, because that's just stupid. Why would you sit there and draw when they're trying to talk to you about God? Don't text either. That's another form of disrespect. Again, you're there to listen about God. You're there to hear the preacher preach, and you're there to hear them sing. Now, fellowship is different. If this is all during fellowship, I wouldn't care, because some churches have it, some don't. I've seen it at a lot of Pentecostal churches where they have fellowship. I've seen it in a lot of Methodists too. So I guess every church has it, like every branch. I've never been in a Baptist church, so I don't know. And I don't know how Orthodox or Protestants or Catholics do it. And I don't mean to go Catholics like that, but I mean like the Catholic branches. You know, Roman, Eastern, and all that. I don't know how they do it. I've only been in a Catholic church like twice. 1 or 3 times. Twice was for a funeral, and 1 was for an actual Mass. And I don't know quite what the meaning of Mass is. I don't really care because I'm not Catholic. I'm sorry, I'm not religion bashing, but, you know, it's not my religion. So, you know, of course, like, when it's during fellowship, you know, you can text and you can draw. That's fine. Or you can color, you do your thing, whatever it is that you do. Or, you know, you play games, you know, like little Nintendo's, beep, 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 beep. You know, that's awesome too. Wait till fellowship, or wait until you're in the car, or listen to iPods, playing games on iPods. That's, like, really disrespectful, because you're wasting their time when it's somebody else that could be sitting in that seat that's really there, that really needs to be saved, and really needs to find God. And you could be distracting them and taking away their chance for them to find God. Because, I'm going to be honest, if you get distracted really easily like me, and you see somebody sitting there playing a game, yeah, you're going to get really distracted, and it's going to take the attention away from the preacher. So, that, and, when somebody's talking, if you're stupid on Sundays, and you're like, well, church started at 9:30, you know, because some churches at 9:30, they start singing, and for 30 minutes they'll just do songs, and then they'll preach a little bit, and then you go to Sunday school. If you get the bright idea, well, it starts at 9:30, I think I'll go at 11. You know, what's the issue with that? And they're in the middle of what they're preaching and talking about, their sermon. Don't turn to somebody and be like, What are they talking about? You know, what are you why would you ask somebody that? Don't do that. That's stupid. That's stupid. Because I guarantee you, if you sit there and shut up and listen, you're probably going to find out what they're talking about. Now, for some reason, at one of the churches I used to go to, it was a Pentecostal church. He was talking about the last time I went. He talked about the Mormon doctrine. I don't know anything about it. And he kept saying basically it was witchcraft. That it started off with witchcraft. I don't know. I kind of tuned him out because I got so lost. And I was thinking this has nothing to do with what you first started talking about. Yeah, I mean, and now that I can understand. But they wouldn't. But like, we had this little family in the back that wouldn't shut up. That like they kept talking. I promise. I was in church, but I wanted to get up and hit him with a baseball bat because it got annoying. Like, they sat back there for probably 10 minutes. Like, why are they talking about Mormons? We're in a Pentecostal church. Why are they talking about that? This makes no sense. And everybody at like some point just turned around and looking at them, you know. Of course you would. And like, it was so funny because of them being loud and obnoxious. When it came time for fellowship, nobody went up and shook their hand. It was only people who knew them personally who came up and talked to them. So that's probably what will happen. So don't talk while they're talking, while the preacher or whoever's up there or somebody's giving their testimony. Don't talk, especially like if you walk in during the middle of it, because you're probably going to figure out what it's about. This is the main point. Oh yeah, and don't eat in church unless you're like 5 to 7 or something like that, and you can actually eat chips and Doritos. Don't be eating chips and Doritos, because you're going to make people like me jealous. Because I like Doritos. And so don't eat or drink in church either. I mean, unless you have like some condition where you're hypoglycemic or whatever, and you have a doctor's order that you have to eat and drink all the time, like every 2 hours you must eat and drink. Then it's different. I don't really see the problem in that. But, you know, that and, like, at the one church where I got hit on by Creepy Deepy, they have basketball courts. And if your church is like that, which everybody has the common sense to leave, like, the arcade games, the pool table, and basketball courts when they start dimming the lights, don't like sit there and play on your tablet and just dim the screen. Or if your phone has a flasher on it, because I've seen these where your phone has a flasher to alert you that you have a text message, turn your flasher off, turn your tablet off, like, because this was really rude, because this was what happened Wednesday. We had girls, like 5 or 6 girls in different little spots who were playing on their tablets. Well, this one girl, like, she was up there, she was pouring her heart out, it was her testimony. Everybody was just playing on their tablets, and I wanted to reach over and go, what's your problem? She's up there crying, and she was able to hold back her tears, but like you could hear it in her voice, she was crying on the inside, because her testimony was really hard for me to hear, because it hit a lot of points with me, and I'll do another video where I do my testimony, and just stuff like that, and honestly, like, hers hit spots with me that it probably could have hit spots with them. And that's why I brought up the thing of playing games, because you're going to distract people. You really will. And if you have the volume turned up, you're going to distract everybody that's trying to listen and trying to take something from that. So just think about that. And I'm going to apologize now. If y'all thought that I was trash talking at any point, I apologize for that. Because in my last video, I kind of felt like I did trash talk a little bit, and I put a little I'm sorry at the bottom of that in like the comments. So if just stuff like that. Oh yeah, and here's another point I just thought about. If you have new people who come to your church, and like if they give you a compliment, don't be stuck up about it, because you really can be about compliments. Because Because I told this one girl in the bathroom who was just standing there looking like literally, she was looking down her nose at me. I was thinking, child, I'm older than you. I mean, and I told her, like, I like your shorts, they're really cute. And she's like, thank you. And, like, I can't even do it because I'm not even nowhere near that stuck up. I mean, it was just like, dude, take the compliment and be humble about it. I understand, you know. Don't be stuck up to, like, new people. Be very welcoming, because probably if it's the first time they've came to church, and if you leave a bad impression, and somebody walks up and like, well, hey, what about that church? Didn't you go? They're gonna be like, it was horrible, and you're not, and you being rude to them might make them miss out on being saved, and therefore everybody else that knows that one person that missed out could probably miss out. That's just the point. So I think that's it. It's a pretty long video. Talk to y'all later when I decide to give my testimony, when I'm like incredibly bored. Again, notes. Y'all have any comments y'all want to tell me? If they're rude, don't post them. Just try to be nice about everything, because I'll try to be nice back. Any comments, any video responses, I'm open to them. You can send them in. If they're rude, inbox them. Thank y'all. Bye. God bless. See ya.